All right, guys, we're gonna get started. First and foremost, we have a do now on Edge Elastic. So if you could pull that up, you can use your notes from yesterday to help you on that. I'm gonna set a timer for 5 minutes so you guys can see how much time you have left. Yes, Nash. What's up?
I don't have Edge Elastic on my phone.
You don't have Edge Elastic on your phone, huh? Here, let me email it to you. Do you have email on your phone?
Yeah.
All right. This is our World History do now. Just in case we had any questions about which do now we were doing. Should be the only one up there. All right, Nash just sent that. Here's the timer. We have about 2.5 minutes left. I can add another minute if we need it. Thanks, Leona. I'm gonna add another minute, just in case you need it.
I can't press the answer.
Yeah, so you're not going to answers are, okay?
Huh?
And then for the second one that's writing, you can just write down your answer or type it out. Okay? All right, guys, about 1.5 minutes left. Vic, you doing okay over there?
Yeah, I'm just trying to, I think I found the answer. Can I read it?
We're not going to read it out yet, not yet. But when it's time, you can, when it's time, yeah.
Yeah, I think I found the answer.
Okay, awesome.
Mhm.
Hey, Jada. All right, guys, 30 more seconds, as you can see on the timer. All right, wherever we are, let's click submit on there. And let's jump into our presentation. Okay, so World History class, right? This is our fourth day of doing remote learning, which is pretty crazy. And we're all getting used to it. We're adjusting. It's our new normal. So it's going to take a little bit of time to get used to everything. And I'm going to read this quote. It is by Martin Luther King Jr. And it says, "If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward." And so this is one of the sentiments I want us to have as we are doing this work together, right? We are moving forward. Obviously, the situation right now is not ideal, but we're all in it together, and we have to keep moving forward, right? We have to keep making progress. We have to keep learning, right? Because it helps us, and it makes us smarter if we keep engaging our brains. So there's that little quote for today. We had our do now. You guys already finished that, so awesome. Here's our agenda. Does somebody want to read the items on the agenda for me?
Can I?
Okay, Jada, go for it.
The do now, check in, do now, review, read, colonialism, and test.
Text. Great. Awesome. Thank you for that beautiful reading, Jada. So now we're going to go around. We're going to do our check-in. How are you doing? And is there anything that you need? So Liana, you're going to go first. How are you? And is there anything you need?
Was I supposed to write 5 sentences, or was I all set about my writing?
For this homework last night for history? Remember you had sent that thing to me and I had said that it wasn't the right one?
Yeah.
So I wanted you to write it on the early civilization one. But that's okay. That's all right. You can do it. You can do it tonight and turn it in, and I'll still count it. All right.
Yep.
But otherwise, how are you doing?
Good.
Is there anything you need?
Outside, so no. I'm gonna go outside when we're done with classes all day.
All right. That sounds like a good. Just stay away from people, right? But you can still go outside. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Eileen, how are you doing? Is there anything that you need, sweetheart?
No.
You doing good? Is
Yes.
there anything you need?
No.
No, okay. All right. Moving on. Vic, how are you doing? Is there anything that you need?
No, I'm doing good. I'm doing well.
Doing well? Okay, anything you need, bud?
No.
No, okay. Great. Jada, how about you? How are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
You doing fine? Is there anything you need?
No.
No? Okay, cool. Nash, what about you? How are you doing?
Good.
Yeah, and is there anything that you need?
The charger.
Just the charger, but we're already working on that. All right, cool. And last but certainly not least, Zayden, how are you doing, sweetheart?
Doing good so far.
Good so far. Is there anything that you need? So this is related to like computer, food, work, anything like that. Anything that you need for a history class. You should be a yes or a no.
No.
No, you're all set?
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, so next is to review our do now. And I already told Victor he could answer the first question. So let me hop on over there to our Edge Elastic. And let me get this open to a preview. So Victor, our first question asks, where did some of the earliest evidence of the Bronze Age shift occur?
Some of the early evidence of both of these in the Indian subcontinent occurred at Kot DG.
Yep, so which answer did you choose?
I chose C.
C, perfect. That is the right answer. Awesome. Now the second question was a little bit more complex. Did the Bronze Age help civilization become more advanced? Why or why not? Anyone can give me an answer to that question or take a stab at it? What did we write for that one? Hey guys, can we put our phones away? Just during class? Thanks. All right, what do we think for this one? Did the Bronze Age help civilization become more advanced, right, or less advanced? And why or why not? So I want to know what you guys thought. Did making this jewelry and creating more cities, does this make them more advanced or less advanced? And why do we think so? Zayden, do you want to take a stab at it? Do you think civilization was more or less advanced?
I think I know the answer.
You think so? Zayden, do you want to pop over? You want Jada to help you out, Zayden?
Sure.
Sure. Okay. What do you think, Jada?
I think it is because the people was urbanizing the Indus River Valley and trading jewelry trade.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they had a lot of stuff going on.
Mm-hmm. So do you think they're more advanced or less advanced?
More.
More advanced. Okay, I would tend to agree. So they had started working with metal, right? They had started developing cities, right? This made them more advanced because they had more stuff going on, right? Like Jada said, were able to farm more efficiently, and there were just more opportunities for people to do things, right? And so this helped civilization become more advanced. All right, thank you guys, everyone that completed the do now. Let me get back to our presentation. Oh, this thing gets in my way. All right. view. Present. All right, so check, we reviewed our do now. Now we're going to read our article about the colonial era. And as we read, we're going to annotate for important information and key ideas on our paper. So I'm going to pop over to here where it says colonialism. And this is your colonial era. You should have had this in your packet. Can you just give me a quick thumbs up, or I have it in the chat if you have it? Okay, thanks, Eileen. Thank you, Nash.
What are we doing right now?
Right now we're just getting out our colonial era packet, which looks like this. So Nash, you had it. Eileen, you said you had it. Zayden, did you have it? You have this packet?
Yes, I'm still looking for it.
Can you say that again? A little bit louder?
Yes, I'm still looking for it.
Still looking? Okay. Vic, do you have it?
Yeah, this one.
Can you move a little closer? Yeah, that looks right.
Mm.
Yeah, do you have it?
Yeah, I have it.
Okay. All right, we're just gonna Zayden. Zayden, do you want me to just send this to you?
But I already have the
You found it?
Yep.
All right, cool. All right. So, talking about the colonial era in India. Now, this is something we've already talked through, but we're just going to review again, just because it's good to review things. So, the colonial era is the title of this, and basically, what that means is a period during which Western countries ruled India. So we should have this underlined. Oh, sorry, that is not a pretty line. Let me retry that one. We should have this underlined. Having a hard time right now, but we're getting there. So it's a period during which Western countries ruled in India, right? And we made an annotation that Western countries, right? Western countries are like Britain. This is terrible. All right. Hold on one sec, guys. I'm sorry. There we go. I'm just going to make that a little small. Whoa. What's going on? Got all sorts of things popping up on my screen. Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay, bam, that first. All right. Select. Okay, perfect. Right, and so that we were talking about Britain, right? Britain is one of these Western countries that came in and took over in India. So we wanted to have that annotated. Okay. These countries also ruled many other countries of Asia, Africa, and South America. Right, so not only were they taking over in India, but they were taking over in other places too, right? Like Asia, Africa, and South America. Now, there's something called the Company Raj, right? And so this is talking about the British East India Company. Now, I know we've learned, or we had been learning when we were in class about the British East India Company. So this is just a little bit of information on that. And again, it shouldn't be anything that we don't know because we've talked about it, right? So starting in the 1600s, the British East India Company began a very profitable, right? And again, in our notes, we'd underlined profitable, and we had said that it means, oh, that's ugly. We had said profitable, right? Profitable means making a lot of money. Go back to my line tool. Perfect. And so they started their profitable trading empire in India, right? It was centered on Bengal, right? So this is the name of the company, is the British East India Company. In the mid 1700s, Robert Clive led the company to an expanded influence in India with victories over the French, the Bengalis, and the Mughals. With a victory at the Battle of Plassey in 1757, Clive became the first British governor of Bengal, right? So there's this guy named Robert Clive, right? And he was the leader of the company, right? And basically what he did is he expanded this British East India Company. So he said, all right, we're going to fight with the French and the Bengalis and the Mughals, and we're going to make, we're going to be able to sell in more places, right? Because we have more influence in India. So basically this guy, Robert Clive, right, that he was the leader, that's what he did. All right, let's see if we can move down a little bit. We have about 5 minutes left. So can we move down just a little bit? All right, and I'll reposition these little things so that we know what goes where. Oh, I guess I can't reposition that one, so I'm just gonna erase that. We'll draw a new one. Okay. Okay. So in the 100 years, there we go, in the 100 years after the battle, right? So there's this Battle of Plassey in 1757, right? And Robert Clive, who's the leader of this company, then became the governor of Bengal, right? And so the British, right? Robert Clive is a British dude, and he's coming in, he's taking over this place called Bengal, right, which is in the center of India. All right, I'm just going to read this last paragraph to you guys. So in the 100 years after the battle, the East India Company conquered the entire subcontinent of India. Right, and so that's important to know, right, that they took over, right? And that's what conquered means. So let's just put a little annotation in there if we can, right? Conquered is they took over. So how did they do this, you ask, right? They did this by trade, political intrigue, and direct military action, right? So they used their military, they traded with people, and they were also involved in politics. And so those are the three ways that they kind of were able to conquer India. Any questions so far? Any questions on this? Are we pretty clear? I know we've talked about this before, so it shouldn't be new information. All right. All right, so the British were very efficient administrators of their domains, right? Which means they were very good. Oh, what did I do there? They were very good at coming into places and taking over. Am I right? The British were very good at taking over other countries. Right, that's what efficient administrators means. All right, so we're gonna pause there. And you should, along with your colonial era notes, you should have a packet. Oh, let's clear that. Clear my drawings. You should have a packet that looks like this: says colonial era comprehension questions. What I want you guys to do for homework is I'd like you guys to complete the first maybe 4 questions if you haven't already. Actually, first 5 questions. That'll be for homework. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what I want you guys to do tonight. And then we'll talk about that tomorrow in class. So that's going to be the end of our history class today. Any questions before we transition to ELA? Any questions, guys?
No questions.
No questions?
Miss Solup, I have a question.
Yeah, what's up, Vic?
Do we have to do this on Google Doc or just on our paper?
You can just do it on your paper, or you can do it on Google Docs.
Okay.
Actually, it might be better to do it on Google Docs, so then you can share it with me.
Okay.
Good question, Victor.
Can you
Anybody?
Can you put it on Google Classroom?
Sure. Yeah, I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Any other questions? No? All right. Well, if there's no other questions, then we're going to transition over to ELA. All right, and I'll put this on Google Classroom in a bit. All right. So let's put our world history stuff away. Transitioning over to ELA. I'm gonna mute everyone again. Okay, for some reason it's not muting everybody, so I'm gonna go in and mute everyone. All right, great. So this is ELA, right? I'm Miss Solup. You already know that. That's me. All right, we have two quotes to start our day today.
Can I read one?
Yeah, Jada, go for it. You want to read that first one?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
It is our attitude at the beginning of the difficult task which more than anything will affect its successful outcome. William James.
Awesome. Thank you so much for reading that. Yeah, so this quote, right, is basically saying the way that our attitude is that determines how successful that will be. So if we come in and we have a positive attitude, right, we're ready to go, as you all are each day when I see you, right, then we're going to be successful, right? But if we come in and we don't have a positive attitude for something difficult, right, what do you think is going to happen, Liana?
I'll get in trouble.
Might get in trouble, but we also just might not be as successful, right? And that's important. All right, and then we have our second quote up here. Anybody want to read?
Can I read it again?
Sure, go for it, Jada.
Being challenged in life is inevitable.
And
Being defeated is optional.
so this is talking about taking on challenges, right? So you're in your life, right? You're going to have challenges that happen, right? Like this situation we're in right now. And it's important that we know that it's inevitable, right? It's going to happen, that we're going to be challenged, right? And feeling defeated is optional, right? We don't have to feel defeated when something is challenging. We can choose to persevere and work through it. All right, those are our two quotes for today. Now our do now is on Edge Elastic. I'm gonna give you guys 6.5 minutes. I know it says 5 minutes. I'm gonna give you 6.5 minutes. I'll put that up on the timer and away we go. Nash, I'm going to send this to you. Not preview. Want to view details. All right, Nash, I'm going to share this to Google Classroom. You let me know if you can access it, all right? Okay, we have about 4.5 minutes left. Nash, can you just let me know whether you were able to get onto there?
No.
You can't.
Mm-mm.
Well, you access that. Okay. All right. Well, it won't let you sign in.
No.
All right, Nash, I'm sending you this link. Let me know if that works. Oh, sorry. Were you able to click on that link, Nash?
Yeah. Wait.
All right, guys, a little over 2 minutes left. We should be on to our second question by now. Remember to use your text to answer these questions.
I got it.
You got it? Okay, cool. Yeah, baby. Start.
Is this in Act 1, Scene 3?
Act 1, Scene 2. Okay, about 1 minute left, guys. Did you guys wish Mr. Levin a happy birthday today?
Oh, I forgot. Today was his birthday.
You guys should all send him an email to say happy birthday. All right, guys, that is time. So hit submit on wherever you're at. And we're going to continue. All right. So we're back in our presentation. I know we just checked in history, but let's just do a quick check-in with our thumbs. How are we doing? Thumbs up if we're doing good, thumbs in the middle if we're just okay, and thumbs down if we're not doing so great. So thumbs up if we're doing good. Thumbs in the middle, we're like just okay. Thumbs down.
How do I submit this?
Hmm?
How do I submit?
Nash, you don't. That's a good question. You can just tell me what you answered when we're answering, okay?
Okay.
All right, great. Okay. So I think most of us are doing good. That's good to hear. All right, we're gonna review our do now. So let's hop back over there. Oh. Where is my, oh, it's right there. All right, let's review this do now. All right, so we have our first question, which is who was in Julius Caesar's entourage? Check all that apply. Leon, we haven't heard from you in a while. Who was in his entourage?
Cassius, Pompilla, Mark Antony, and Julius Caesar.
So 3 of those are correct. 1 of those is not correct. So you were right with Mark Antony, Calpurnia, and Julius Caesar. But Cassius actually is not in Julius Caesar's entourage, right? Remember, Cassius does not really like Caesar, right?
Yep.
Now, our question number 2 was, how does Caesar feel about Cassius? And Eileen, I'm going to go to you for this one. How does Caesar feel about Cassius? Do you think he likes him or he doesn't like him, and why? So let's start off with the first question is, Eileen, does Caesar like Cassius? You're shaking your head? No? Okay, correct. He does not like Cassius. Why does he not like Cassius?
Because he just want to be the king, I think.
Not quite. What any other thoughts?
He doesn't like Cassius because Cassius killed
Cassius hasn't killed anybody yet. So if we go back in our packet, right, and we look at Act 1, Scene 2, there's something that Caesar says about Cassius.
when we met.
Can you just read do you see where my cursor is? Why is that not doing what I want it to do? All right, Eileen, can you read this for me?
What next? Are you ready?
No, right where I'm underlining.
He does not what? Trust Cassius. He doesn't trust Cassius.
He doesn't trust Cassius, right? He's like, I don't know about that Cassius, right? And so Caesar says he doesn't trust Cassius, right? And you know, because it's in the text, right? It says in the text, Caesar whispers to Antony, right, that he doesn't like Cassius. He says, I don't like Cassius, right? So, right, or I don't trust Cassius, right? And therefore we can infer, right, that he does not like Cassius. All right, good job on that, everyone. All right, great. I'm gonna close out Edge Elastic. We're gonna keep going with our presentation. You present. Awesome. So I wasn't sure if we had finished Act 1, Scene 2. But I think that we did. Did everyone answer these questions? Can you just give me a yes or a no? Did everyone finish the question?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Leon, you finished the questions on this page? These 2 questions?
Yup.
You did. Okay. Zayden, you finished these 2 questions?
Yeah.
You did. All right,
I
good.
finished questions.
You finished questions, Jada? Vic, did you finish the questions, Vic?
Yeah.
Nash, you finish these questions? Nash? Nash? You finish your questions?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So we finished questions, so we're gonna move on. Move on to the next part of it. So Caesar and Antony leave, right? As they do, Cassius and Brutus stop Casca, right? Another Roman nobleman, right? Nobleman is a person in the upper class. Like them, right? Casca saw the events when the crowd was screaming for Caesar to be made king, right? He tells Brutus and Cassius that Mark Antony offered Caesar a crown 3 times. The crowd, made up of regular people, wanted Caesar to take it and become king, but Caesar refused to take the crown. So, what did Caesar refuse to take?
The crown.
Crown. So that was an easy question. Softball. All right.
Wait, what page is he on? 3?
I think it's either 3 or 4. It says summary continued on top. Zayden, what did the regular people of Rome want?
The regular people or plebeians
Mm-hmm.
wanted Caesar to take the crown, or they wanted Caesar to accept the crown and become king.
Oh, sorry, that is not a good color. They wanted Caesar to accept the crown and become king. Victor, is this what you had written down?
I said regular people want Caesar to be made king.
Exactly. Lovely, lovely. Let's get this down if we didn't already have it. I'm gonna give you guys about 45 seconds.
I finished reading it.
Okay. Awesome. Nice, Jada. All right, guys, about 10 more seconds for writing this down. And I'm going to move on.
All set.
All set? Eileen, you all set? Eileen,
Yeah.
you all set?
Yeah.
You still writing that last one down?
I'm done.
You done? Okay, perfect. Anybody still working? All right, well, if anyone still has questions, right, you can just let me know in the chat, or you can just tell me. All right, so our summary continued. At the end of the scene, Cassius gives a soliloquy, being alone and saying his thoughts out loud, right? He gives a soliloquy. Oh, sorry. And in the soliloquy, we find out a few things. Right, we find out that Cassius sees Brutal as noble or good. Right, so Brutus is good. But he thinks that he can persuade or change Brutus's mind to do something bad. Cassius announces his plan to make up fake letters from fake regular people and throw them into Brutus's window. The letters will make Brutus think, right, that the people want Brutus to be king and not Caesar. Right, we have some questions. Move these back up. Oh, what's going on there? All right. Sorry, guys, just takes a sec to move all of these. Okay. I don't know where those were, but we'll just delete those. All right, so how, Victor, how is Cassius going to try to persuade Brutus?
By writing a fake the fake letter and throwing into Brutus' window.
Persuade Brutus by writing fake letters
Mhm.
from the people that say they want Brutus to be the king, right? So I'm gonna erase all this, so you guys should have gotten these annotations down. But if you didn't, just let me know. We can go back over them. Right. And let me move this up so we can all see. Yeah. So Cassius is going to persuade Brutus by writing fake letters, right, from the people that say they want Brutus to be king, not Caesar. This is what we should have written down. Great job, Vic. That's awesome. Sorry. We all writing this down?
finished writing it.
Awesome. Thank you, Jada. All right, so we're writing this down. If we already have this written down, then you just hang out for a sec. Zayden, is that a hand? Or is that a thumb? Looks like a thumb. Okay, great. Cool. Eileen, we finished writing this down? You finished writing, Eileen?
No.
Not yet? Okay. That's right. Keep going. Vic, you already got this down, so you're golden.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, you already got this down.
Are
Nash,
we in office hours now?
yeah, so I'm just going to let people finish up writing, and then we'll be in office hours. And,
If I finish, I could go.
we do have history homework, so you just might want to join us for office hours to get your history homework done.
Oh, I do my history homework by myself.
You usually do that by yourself.
Yeah.
Maybe if Mr. Geddes has office hours, you might want to join his office hours.
Oh, you have to be in office hours?
I would recommend it, especially for physics, especially where you said that's an area that you kind of need some help on. Right? Do you know when he has office hours?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would try to join his and be like, hey,
It's like around 2 o'clock.
it's around 2 o'clock. Yeah, so you can just drop in then and join him and ask him questions that you need to get answered.
I usually email him the questions sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Well, it might be good in office hours because you can kind of just like directly talk to him. That might be helpful.
Alright.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I am done.
You're done? Okay, awesome. All right, so guys, with that, I'm going to actually end this session, and we will start up again for office hours. All right, so rejoin me for office hours. Okay? So I'll see you in just a few minutes.